teenager is hard. You've got a lot of things going on, and on top of that, there's a whole bunch of changes happening in your brain that have a huge impact on the way you think, act, and feel. So today we're going to talk about 5 things that you should know about the teenage brain. Number 1, it's not finished yet. Although by the time you reach adolescence, your brain is about as big as it's going to be, that doesn't mean that it's finished developing. Your brain continues developing and changing until you reach about age 25. Number 2, your brain develops from back to front. One of the last parts of the brain to develop is the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for complex decision making, problem solving, and evaluating risks. As a result, teens tend to make decisions out of the amygdala, which is the emotional or reactive part of your brain. And when we tend to make decisions based only on emotions, we don't always make the best decisions. Number 3, it can be responsible for some really interesting emotions. Another part of the brain that's still developing is the hippocampus, which is responsible for regulating mood. As a result, teens may experience extremely intense emotions, highs and lows, and mood swings. Number 4, the teenage brain is more sensitive to reward. When you do something rewarding, like eat something that tastes good or get some exercise, your brain releases a chemical called dopamine. And the teen brain is far more sensitive to dopamine, which isn't always a good thing, because it means that teens are more susceptible to taking risks or giving in to things like peer pressure. There's also a surge of dopamine released when people use drugs or alcohol. And because of that sensitivity, teens who use drugs or alcohol are more likely to become addicted much more quickly than an adult would. Lastly, the use of drugs and alcohol can have a huge impact on the developing brain. Not only are teens who use substances more likely to develop an addiction, they're also increasing their risk for long-term and permanent brain damage. Smoking marijuana during adolescence interferes with the development of the hippocampus, which, as we already mentioned, is responsible for mood regulation, but also for memory. And using nicotine during the teen years can disrupt the cells in the prefrontal cortex and increase your risk of psychiatric disorder, specifically anxiety and depression. So there you have it. 5 things that you should know about the teenage brain. Make sure to leave any questions that you have or suggestions for future videos down in the comments. For more information, check out teencharge.org.